everyone and welcome to my channel. First of all, apologies for being MIA. I went out of town for about 5 days, got sick. I'm still recovering, as you can tell by my voice. I do have a little vlog of my trip coming up, so stay tuned for that. I'm still editing. I'm moving in slow motion this whole week, but I do want to talk about Guillermo Del Toro's Pinocchio that just came out on Netflix. And I was so looking forward to this movie because Guillermo Del Toro, it's one of my favorite directors of all time, and he always puts a little dark spin in whatever project he does. And this Pinocchio, it's very sad, it's very dark. Little warning, if you're a parent who lost a child, you will have a hard time watching this. Or bring a box of tissues because there will be crying involved. This movie deals a lot with death, loss, war, parenting dynamics, and even though it's very dark, I enjoyed Geppetto learning how to be a father again because, you know, he loses Carlo, his real boy, and then when he gets Pinocchio, he has to learn about being a father again. That was very endearing. I was also surprised about how much religion it's a topic here. When Pinocchio's like, church, 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 I want to go to church. And then when he gets to church and he sees, Jesus on the cross and he's made out of wood, Pinocchio wonders, he says, why people love him so much, but not me. The story of Pinocchio itself, it's a dark story, even the Disney one. Come on, if you watched that as a kid, wouldn't you freaked out? I used to be terrified of Treasure Island and the whole donkey transformation. So, Pinocchio being a dark story, it's nothing new. I actually heard the original one from decades and decades ago. Pinocchio kills Jiminy and he's hung at the end for being such an asshole. Pinocchio, it's a dark story that's been washed down over the years. Guillermo del Toro's version, it's set in 1930s Italy, during fascist Italy, where Mussolini was still in charge. So, the scenery in itself, it's not good times. It's hard not to compare this movie with the other Pinocchio that came out this year, the Disney version with Tom Hanks. Guillermo del Toro's takes the crown. Like, hands down, if you're comparing to the Disney version. Like, the craftsmanship on this movie, it's out of this world. Everything, it's so detailed and seamless. And if you're a fan of animation, watch the making of this movie. If Netflix does this, the movie and then a collection, you will find a Guillermo del Toro's making of Pinocchio. So interesting, the amount of work that it took to make this movie, and then how many years it took him to get it together and get a good team of creators that make stop motion. It was brilliant. One of the highlights of this movie I thought was Gregory Mann. He's the little boy that voices Pinocchio. I mean, he gave us everything. He gave us drama, he gave us comedy, he gave us musical because he sings too. But it's interesting because I really enjoyed his performance, but Pinocchio, I thought Pinocchio was a little brat and a jerk sometimes. I found him to be so annoying, which didn't surprise me because Geppetto, when he's carving Pinocchio, he's doing it with all this anger and he's drunk and he's hurt. So, and like that scene where he's making Pinocchio, thunders and all of that. And I was thinking, and I was like, oh no, we're gonna get an evil Pinocchio. Speaking of singing, there are a lot of songs in this movie, but none of them were catchy enough, I thought. There was one where Geppetto is singing to Carlo. It's like, my son, you are my son. That was a cute one. But my favorite character was Spazzatura, the monkey. Oh, I thought that monkey had so much personality, even though it didn't speak a lot. And then when I looked at the credits, it was Cate Blanchett who voiced Spazzatura. And even though Spazzatura only had one speaking scene with maybe 3 lines, and I want to rewind it to see if I recognize Cate Kate Blanchett. I thought the ending was heartfelt. It's a sweet movie. Now that I'm thinking, I think a movie can be really sad and sweet at the same time. It's just, I think the story of Pinocchio, it's so oversaturated. Even if you look Pinocchio on YouTube and you watch any Pinocchio video and you look to the right and you see all your suggested videos, you will get at least 5 different versions of Pinocchio. So I don't know. In my opinion, I think we need to let Pinocchio rest for a bit. Let me know in the comments down below, what is your favorite version of Pinocchio? And also let me know, what's your favorite Guillermo Del Toro movie? I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the little bell notification button so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll see you next time.